basically just write like a bunch of really. I write a bunch of really like just. Yeah, stuff like that. Mixed with like mythology, a few nerdy things here and there. The typical like us metal musicians with our deep emotions, like combination of all that stuff.
Yeah, right on, man. Yeah, I think it just went live here, so if anybody missed, we were already just chatting there for about 5 minutes, but technical difficulties aside, we'll let it go by. So how many records do you guys have out? I know you guys just put something out like a couple months back, right?
Yeah, so we have one record out. We have one full length that came out in 2021 during the times of the plague.
Yeah.
And we're promoting a new album right now. It's called Remnants of Rapture. We have two singles out. One of them features the amazing Laura Gilbon from Burning Witches.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other single was a song called Iris, which we kind of burned our hometown down to make. So
How was that?
Yeah, the city of Ottawa wasn't too happy with us. Let's just say that. We got a really nice legal fine from them for that. So.
What were you guys doing for like a video that you guys were doing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We did a video where we basically where it's like was sort of like a Symphony X, like one of those old videos they used to do back in like the 2000s, with like the green screen and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we put it out, and basically a joke that was just going around the community was, Lycanthro burnt Ottawa down for their music video. And so we're kind of like, I kind of leaned into that, and I managed to get the City of Ottawa page, whoever runs it, to like comment on our thing, because I tagged them like, guys, sorry, we burnt down the city for our video.
Yeah. Hey man, whatever press you can get, man, right?
Oh, Soren's here.
Soren, right on, man. Yeah, so you guys had some guest vocals. So you guys had the Burning Witches. Did you guys also have Stu as a vocalist?
Yeah. That song is gonna come out with the album. But yeah, Stu's a buddy of ours, and actually, if I remember rightly, I'm pretty sure. I also met you briefly because I've seen Joseph a bunch of times at stuff, but it was because we played with you guys at Hyperspace at Hyperspace 3.
Oh, in Vancouver.
You guys were on the first day, and we played the second day when Into Eternity headlines. So that's how I talked to Stu a bunch before, but like that's when I finally met him as well. So.
Oh, nice, right on. Yeah, at the rickshaw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wild place.
Yeah, it really is. That place is great. We love that venue.
Yeah. Right on, man. Yeah. So Joseph, do you have audio right now?
I can hear you.
There we go. Yeah.
Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Where? I have no idea what happened, but we've had some technical issues.
All right. Well, we're on time now. So I think the first part we might have gotten cut off on. Not sure. Was it live for the first 2 minutes? After the intro?
I don't know. There's a new interface here on StreamYard. It's much different. We didn't do a live stream for 8 months.
Yeah, because I got a new computer and I had to log on. I had to have Google Chrome for it. So, anyways, well, go ahead and introduce yourself one more time, man, just for everybody on.
Yeah.
Everyone who's joining right now, my name is James Delbridge. I am the lead singer and guitar player for a Canadian power metal band called Lycanthro. And we're promoting a new album right now called Remnants of Rapture. And and I'm very, very happy to be here. As I was saying, I said this to Jake already, but very thrilled to be here. Been a follower of you guys ever since I was like in high school, I want to say. So yeah.
That's cool, man. I always like hearing when it's like the younger people are still listening to the stuff,
Yeah, well, it's funny how like there's even some stories that how the sort of North American metal world is so interconnected. Like I remember our bass player Everett. I remember when I told him like, hey, I'm going on a stream with the Witherfall guys. He was like, oh, I remember meeting Joseph back when he was in White Wizard at like a random show here in Ottawa, like when he was in high school. He's a couple years older than me. So it's hilarious hearing like how interconnected everybody is, you know?
You're in Ottawa?
Yeah.
We would have played that on that tour. God, that would have been 2012 or 13. I think it was 13 that we did that North American run with White Wizard. That we would have Matthew or Mayhew or something.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. I remember him. Yeah.
Oh, you're Deuce? Yeah, he's our bass player.
I think I first met him when it was like when we were out with Firewind, like 2011. I think I met him then, and then he probably came out to one of those shows, and I don't remember the show in Ottawa. I mean, Ottawa is always a badass place to play, though. You guys like your metal a lot.
Yeah, we basically just get a. The thing here is that whenever we get like a bigger show here, we're very thankful because usually we'll get passed over for like Montreal and Toronto, and then that's it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Also, just comment here. I'm getting keeping a lot of
Well, anyways, try to go through all of the technical issues here.
I think I got rid of your echo there, James.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Eddie. Well, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining in tonight.
But yeah, no, it's like so you guys played. You guys played in Ottawa like back then. Oh wow,
Yeah.
now I'm getting
Yeah,
a lot of echo.
This is fucking chaos.
I'm gonna have to call these bastards.
Yeah, I think we would have played Ottawa 2013. Again, I don't remember what the venue would have been that we were at. I remember it's somehow with White Wizard. Yeah, there's this echo everywhere.
Here, I'm gonna try something.
Hey, what about now?
Well,
Oh.
I don't have any echo on my end. I don't know what everyone else out there is hearing.
Am I still echoing that?
It's because you probably have the two inputs. You have the microphone and it's circling back around. It happens every time I try to run through my system. Like whenever.
Okay, I just unplugged my interface then.
Is that just your computer?
Yeah, that's just my computer built in.
All right. Well, anyways, if it's still going on, someone out there yell at us.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna yell at us.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't remember the venue that we played in Ottawa. I somehow remember. I just remember Ottawa being really cool, man. But yeah, it always gets kind of passed over to like Montreal is always awesome. Toronto. And then even parts of like Edmonton and like the middle of Canada are really cool. Calgary's really cool too. Shows.
I find that the sorry, hold on one second. Yeah, no, I find that usually Western Canada there's always like way better of a scene here. Like we'll get the bigger tours like in Montreal, Toronto, and we'll sometimes get in Ottawa. But like I feel like the metal scene in Canada is like the most strong out west.
Yeah. We I've done a few. Just remember a few gigs. I remember the last one. I think kind of remember playing in like the middle of Canada. There was with Iced Earth, and Sanctuary was on that one too. I remember it was so fucking cold though. It was like February, I think, that we were playing, and would have been up in around Edmonton. But those shows were just. I mean, they remind me a little bit like the rowdier European crowds. Which is cool because it's also like you don't get, like you just said, you don't get a lot of bands coming in. So whenever shows do happen, it has a little bit more of like I hate to say the word old school to it, but it does because it's not as saturated of a market, and it's kind of like people they appreciate it a little bit more than rather than certain places where you can have a heavy metal show 3 times a week. So it's like certain markets like that I think are always way cooler for playing shows.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is I know that one of the times I not Witherfall, but I saw you was when you were with on tour with Demons and Wizards. I saw you in Montreal, and I don't know if you remember. I remember Hansi getting visibly annoyed because the crowd in Montreal was so rowdy that I couldn't even get a word out at the time.
Corona Theater, right?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that was a fucking awesome show, man. I remember that was one of the few times that I've seen Schaefer, like, because I played with Schaefer for a little bit, and when we got off stage, and have you been in the backstage of that venue?
No, I haven't.
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny because it's Demon and Wizards, but it's fucking hobbits built that. It's like they're like 5'2", like the ways to get down. So it's like a little like cavern that you're in. But I remember just like we got off stage for that, and Schaefer was like, "Fuck yeah, that's how it's supposed to be done." But so it was that was a really, really cool show, man. That one sticks out to me as far as being like one of the best in the North American run, man. I remember that because it was like the crowd was so nuts that Hansi couldn't even like.
Yeah.
He would like to tell fables and tales and shit, in between the songs. Like, I remember it'd be like, sometimes like 5 minutes of him just talking to the audience before we hit the next tune.
Yeah, and I remember the show, he like when I saw him like get like visibly annoyed because like in his like German voice he would just look at the audience and just be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, patience, please. I'm trying to."
Yeah.
Like you had to like basically like try and it was because like I remember after you guys played Valhalla, everyone just sang the chorus over for like a good 5 minutes.
Yeah. That it's funny because that reminds me a lot of like what Europe would do, especially in certain areas. I mean, with Valhalla, I mean it's such an awesome chorus, That yeah, people. And I remember that show, man. That's funny that you mentioned that because I remember that being a really great show. I love that little area too. Like I think it's called like Little Burgundy, right?
In Montreal, yeah.
Great venue. I hope it's still there. I mean, that was 2019.
Yeah.
So I hope that's there. But that's funny, man. Yeah, that was definitely a memorable show. I mean, that's the thing, man. I mean, all those shows in Canada. With every band I've ever played, I've always been really, I don't know, they have a little bit more of that European flair, I guess, to it.
Yeah, it's interesting how like different crowds react differently in like different parts of the world. Because I remember like Canada, I think is very similar to Europe because like here, especially in Montreal, especially the Quebecers, because it's like you come on stage with one note and everyone's like freaking out, But like in certain places, like certain parts of the States, or the only other place we played that isn't North America, we played in the UK once, and it was so interesting to see how different the crowds were there. Like I know in the UK, it was very jarring. It was like. And it wasn't even just for us, for every band. You're playing the festival there. And even the headliner, Twilight Force was headlining, and every band kind of got, for the first maybe 2 songs, got the treatments.
Yeah.
Like, the crowd didn't really interact with anybody for the first 2 songs. I kind of got the vibe. It was like, oh, you kind of have to earn our applause, earn our respect. You know what I mean?
Which part of the UK?
Birmingham.
Oh yeah, Birmingham. Yeah, it's interesting. That's why I asked too about the UK because there's different parts of it that and it happens to deal with the type of metal you play. I know that for example, like certain certain of the more classic heavy metal type stuff does way better like in the UK for whatever reason than like the proggier type stuff, which is weird. And then the proggier stuff does better like in Germany and mainland Europe. So it's an interesting dynamic with it. And it's also interesting with each part. The more northern you go, it's going to be different than, you know, playing down in Brighton or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
hey, our guitar player, Andrew's here. What's up, man? James is having mic back.
It can never go easy, right?
No.
So that's cool. So you guys got the opportunity to open up for Twilight Force.
Yeah.
So you guys flew over there to do that show?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, now I'm hearing it.
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
That was what you're saying.
Man, what the hell's happening right now?
You know, man. Gremlins with it.
Yeah.
So what do you guys have coming up to promote this upcoming tour? Or this upcoming album, sorry.
Yeah. So basically, this year we have festival dates that we're playing. We have Loud as Hell Metal Festival from Heller, Alberta, and that's like a basic. God!
Whenever Joseph comes, I don't know. It has something to do with it, man.
Yeah, I tried unplugging this to make something break the loop, but for some reason that didn't really make much difference.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any of that fancy shit, man. I'm just using my my Mac for.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, weird. Yeah, it's completely got rid of it all.
You know what? Here, let me. I'll do what Joseph did. I'm gonna click off, see what happens. Hang on.
All right, no worries. All right, anybody. Well, you got me. Ask some fucking questions or something. Let's see what we got. Joseph, can you hear me at all? Can you talk? Nah, I can't hear you, though. Yeah, this is one of those nights, man, you know? This fucking technical issue is all over the place. This is why we don't do these fucking things. Yeah, I'm getting no audio from anybody. Anyways, anybody's got anything? You got me for a sec. Chris, where is Chris? If I completely just missed everything. All right, there. Any better? To me, it's been fine the entire time, except for when, yeah. So we'll see what the comments here. I'm sorry. Go ahead though. You were talking about promoting the your record.
Yeah. So we're doing two festivals. One's Loud as Hell Festival in Drumheller, Alberta, and the other one is Mile High Power Fest in Denver, Colorado. And I'm pretty sure the promoter Soren is in the chat as well. So yeah, we're really supposed to do those. And some of those festivals have been bucket list festivals for a while, especially Loud as Hell. It's in the part of Alberta where it has like all the giant like dinosaur statues and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
very cool, man. Yeah, exactly. So cool. So what dates are those?
Yeah. So we're playing on August 2nd on the Loud as Hell, and
cool.
August 16th for Mile High.
Do you guys are you guys driving down to those gigs, or are you flying? Are you doing?
No, we have to fly. Unfortunately, about us as a band is like we all don't live in the same place. Like Everett and I live here, and Andrew lives in. It's a street code. It's Andrew lives in Florida, and our drummer lives in Alberta.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So when you guys fly up to meet all that stuff, what's the gear that you guys bring? Do you guys? Because I imagine it's all like if your guitar, are you using the Kempers? Are you using any sort of portable rig or?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah. So up until really recently, because like originally before we kind of
not switch genres, but like went more into the power metal direction. We were mainly like a trad band. Kind of like how like White Wizard was. But so we were at least me when I was younger was very like old school, very like only will like cab had, but then that got annoying. So now I use like the Line 6. I use an HX Stomp, and the guitar player Andrew uses a quad cortex. So we've been making the plunge to all digital. We're a little bit late bloomers on, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have to use a digital thing too, but because of how all the technical problems we've had with this fucking Webisode thing right now, it's also why I hate fucking digital. But I understand it's a necessary evil that we have to deal with because we can't be flying around with fucking our cool heads, you know, which sucks because they do sound the best, you know.
Yeah. 100%.
Is the Line 6 thing that, and I also suck with gear. Like I really don't fucking know that much about it at all. Is the Line 6 one, is that the pedal board that's basically built in with like the gear that you're using, right? Is it like it's a foot pedal, right?
Yeah. The Line 6 Stomp is basically the helix smaller. Because
I see, yeah.
So instead of like you just being like that, it's like really compact.
Wow.
And because like especially us being a younger band and we like trying to travel as light as possible, I'm like, well, I want something that like fits in my bag, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's what I was getting at too. Is if you guys are traveling with like racks, or if you're just doing it like, you know, just throwing it into your carry-on or whatever it can be. Yeah,
that's what we would basically just throw our stuff in our carry-on pretty much.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
I hear you, Joseph.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, it gets so fucking expensive with like, you know, if you're throwing around racks and stuff, just the baggage fees that just go, you know, they rise up so much. So having those compact things, I think a lot of the companies have realized that too and are starting to get with it. Because now we're using these the Kemper ones that are basically just the floorboards, which actually sounds like what the original one that you had, but now they're smaller. So, but it's better than carrying around a fucking rack, you know. Flying.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like in our case, one thing that we did is Andrew, our guitar player, who's got this stuff if he's still watching, is we're endorsed by a company called Quantum Industries, which does like road cases. And their road cases is mainly for like guitars and whatnot, but they're like specifically made, so they're like the lightest possible, so you can get like the least things on phones and stuff like that. Like I don't know what material they're made out of, but like it's if there's no guitars in it, it's like really light, even though it's like huge, right? So
yeah, that we recently have been using the Inky cases, which are like that too, because they're super durable, right? Like the cases you're talking about, like they're lightweight, but and then they're all fit like with the airlines and all that stuff. But you know, you still get with these people that are like the airline attendants that don't understand shit, and they'll still give you hell for it. So
I just saw some of the comment. I'm gonna try and put on headphones.
Try that out. That might be the fix.
Yeah.
Eddie had, there you go. We have a question.
Yeah. I saw your comment, Eddie. I'm just trying to figure out this. Hey, how about now?
Better.
Okay.
Did you mute your audio speaker?
Mute my what?
The audio on your speaker. You don't want it to go back into the.
Oh, there. I think. Oh wow! That worked. That's yeah. Can you hear me better now?
A little bit.
Yeah, it sounds like it from here.
Okay. Gotta love this stuff. But yeah, Eddie, we've never played Texas before, unfortunately. We're hoping to soon. Yeah, like we're still a relatively new band, so we're still trying to get out there and cover teams and stuff like that, you know. So.
Yeah, Eddie's a good fan, man. He'll be out to your shows. That's for sure.
Sweet.
In Dallas.
Hey,
You're in Dallas.
Jake, what do you say we play there? Yeah.
I missed that. What was that?
I've got the Lycanthro, or is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Lycanthro, tomato,
yeah,
pretty much.
So I have the video for Masquerade here. You're hearing Laura from Witches.
Yeah.
Let's play that right.
Cool. Sounds good.
Sweet.
We'll take some audience questions from the fucking peanut gallery. All right, here we go.
You're shrouded in delight, but behind it, you're freezing in war. With your great love light, you're shrouded in delight, but behind it, you're freezing in war. When the rain has come and the circus is gone, then the great masquerade will be done.
Well, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Thanks,
You like the
man.
major? You went major there for your
Right,
guitar solo
right.
in the beginning.
I was gonna say I saw Joseph laugh. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. No, I was talking about the guitar solo that you guys use a lot of. You guys go major quite a bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
man,
Ione.
how power metal goes sometimes. It's like because like for me it was like that song was a bit like chaotic. So I really like the juxtaposition where like the sort of dynamic solos between myself and Andrew is that
Yeah.
I'm mainly like a old school metal player, but Andrew is like a prog guy by trade. And so basically I kind of like, since he's much better of a shredder than me, I usually will tell him to just go fucking wild whenever he uses me. I always find you more like Gary Moore kind of solo than if it's a song that's fast. Basically, I just tell people I just rip off that one lick at the end of Things by Doc over and over. So,
Yeah. No, hey, it sounded cool, man.
thanks, man.
Nice job. Nice job. How long did it take you guys to write and record your new record?
Oh boy, I have no idea how big of a coincidence that is. so basically started during the pandemic. Actually, it was we got the drums done. Actually, no, sorry, it wasn't. It was 2023. We did the drums first, and then it was unfortunate like lineup changes and stuff like that. So having to having guys rework parts and stuff like that. So it was a bit of a process, but you know, it was definitely in the end. I think we'll see that when they hear the album. It was definitely a labor, a lot of blood, tears shed. But
Yeah, I mean that's how it goes, man. When you know you're doing stuff that you really. So is it just are you the main primary songwriter, or is it like a team group effort?
yeah, I write it. Yeah, like on the new album. Songs.
Cool, yeah. So it's trying to like convey all that stuff to everybody, you know, where you want the song to go, and
Yeah, exactly. And it's weird because for me, it's like and since we're kind of a younger band, I'm like there's sometimes in my songwriting where I'll have this isn't meant to sound judgmental or anything. Or just like I tend to like try and draw from a bunch of different influences. So like there are times I'll write songs on record and it'll be like I try and make it diverse as possible. You know what I mean? So it's like there's some songs on power metal, there's songs that are almost really pop. There's one song that's like a bard song, acoustic ballad. You know, try and make it as diverse as we can while still keeping our style, which it's challenging.
yeah. So you mentioned Gary Moore and then George Lynch with Docking. Who else are besides the power metal stuff too? What are your influences?
From general, there's a hand again like places like so, in terms of metal, like Judas Priest is always my one. Judas Priest, Blind Guardian, Halloween, like that's sort of the power side of things. And then like just growing up, more like a lot of the hair, said Dawkins and Winger, like that, and then and then even like, some more the more like if you want to get into more weird stuff, we even discovered metal like Europop, so Roxette, Aqua, a lot of stuff is really
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, that's some of my guilty pleasures right there.
Oh yeah. It's all great. On took my dad to go to Aqua like it was an amazing show. So
They're still playing.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. There was some band that whatever. There's no use in me trying to remember right now. But another Euro one that just the song was Tarzan and Jane. I don't remember. Someone out there would probably know what the name of it. Toy Box. That was the name of the band. Total Euro, just like pop from early 2000s, late 90s. Just so not metal, but also great melodies, you know, which is where a lot of that shit comes from, you know, the power metal stuff. It's all the melody first, which is how it should be.
Yeah,
same thing with the hair metal.
Oh, sorry.
I said same thing with hair metal, you know?
Yeah.
It's all
Like
stuff.
it was funny because like hair metal for me was like a bit of a not a late love, but like when I was in like school, I was very much like a Flash kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I was, you know, very much like on the train of hair metal, but I actually slowed down this a little bit. I was like, wow, this is actually like incredible. You know, like it's so top tier, not even just of playing, but writing, production for the time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, especially you mentioned Winger too. Winger were fucking badass musicians. All those guys were really great players.
Oh yeah,
still are. Yeah, and their songs are complex. You know.
Yeah, like some of their stuff. Like I've always joked with people because I'm like, guys, Winger is a frog band. This guy is in the hair metal band.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
I mean, like even the more pop stuff off the first record, you listen to it and you're like hell, in their big song in 17, there's like that one bit where there's like active solo in like the bit right before the last chorus. There's like multiple time signature changes in like 10-second span or something. So
yeah, absolutely. And the players too, man. Rod Morgenstein on drums, Red Beach. I mean, Rod came from Dixie Dreads, like, so it's like, I mean, those guys were top-notch guys. I always say Rainbow and the Rose. That one, to me, such a cool guitar solo too.
Oh yeah.
And then,
yeah.
You know, all the harmonies, vocal harmonies that were going on too. Yeah, really. I think Winger's awesome. I think Beavis and Butthead killed them when they made. Stewart, wasn't that his name? I think Stewart had the Winger T-shirt.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Like, there are so many other bands I felt like almost just get made fun of more than them. But and it was funny because we were talking about. I remember this past year at Frog Power, they obviously played, right? They did the Pull album in its entirety, and a lot of the people you knew there like weren't some of like the metal boomers or whatever. Some of the younger guys were like, "Oh, Winger, they're hair metal," and I'm like, "Guys, watch them," and then like just tell me what you think. Like, don't talk until you try it. And then after we're like, yeah, James, right. And I'm like,
yeah. I mean, fucking Winger has some real cool parts too, man. Just in their songs and the songwriting. And Kip Winger was, and then they could also write great songs that were also radio hits for anybody, you know. That's the real test. Like the music guys can nerd out, and then the chicks also dig it. So.
Yeah, isn't that the best of both worlds? You know,
it's supposed to be. Yeah,
it's a very professional skill when you can appease both crowds. You know.
Yeah. I think Kip Winger now is doing like classical music. Like I think he's scoring something. I don't know.
He's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, I think he just won like an award or a Grammy or I don't know. I don't know.
Like, he won an Oscar recently.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He did win
some classical piece because like I know a buddy of mine in England that like Kip Winger went to a Winger show, and, like, met Kip afterwards, and they had a conversation. It's like, hey, well, if you swing it, come see my opera that I wrote. It's premiering in Paris or something like that. So,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, it's freaking wild.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Good for him, man. I think I just recently read an interview with Reb that was saying that, you know, they're pretty much done with touring, I think. I think Whitesnake's done, so
I'm sad and everybody Whitesnake. They're like my favorite metal band.
Oh, Whitesnake rules, man. Yeah. I don't think I ever saw him either, even on like a festival. I don't think I ever got the chance to. I thought it was cool as hell that they went out there with, I mean, anybody got to see him with John Sykes, of course, but I think like they recently, before they retired, they did something with Vi, like for a festival. Like he came out and did some songs from Slip of the Tongue, which would be pretty cool.
Oh wow.
That's really cool. Like,
Yeah.
I almost saw them because they, I think it was a few years ago, they would have played in Montreal, opening for the Scorpions. But like about
Right.
a week before the show, I forgot why, but they had to cancel, like, they did like half the tour in Montreal, like, somewhat the halfway point. I could be not remembering that right, but yeah, they had, I missed Whitesnake. They ducked out of the tour so early.
Yeah. It's a shame, man. That would have been, I mean, you know, with the voice, you can only go so far with it, you know, with age. So Coverdale, man, he's been at it for a long time. You think about it. He's a fucking Deep Purple.
He had to sell his two-story house up in northern because he couldn't go up and down the stairs.
Ah, shit. Yeah, how are you supposed to, like, fucking... Yeah, that would suck, man. Like, because you don't get sleep. Even when they're touring, you know, with... You know, I'm sure they're touring at a super nice, comfortable level, but still, that's fucking... That's got to be difficult as hell for him. Fuck it, man. He earns it to retire, dude. Fucking Coverdale was... I mean, he's... What a career.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate to see that, like you kind of wish that all the vocalists that we all kind of wish like Rob Halford like at 71 is still going strong, you know. Unfortunately, I don't know how everyone is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a shame too about Sykes because that would have been really cool to have seen them. I wish they would have gotten back and done something together, but you know, of course, that can't happen now. I don't even know if it would have happened if Sykes was still alive from the stories I've heard from how much those guys did not enjoy each other's company. But
I know. Hindenburg got back together. I know that their stuff now.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing when you think about how Whitesnake had so many pretty badass guitar players in their band. You know, with Vivian Campbell. You know, he was in there. I think he's in the video for Still the Night, right? Isn't that?
Yeah,
playing Sykes solo.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about that, but I'll tell it later. And No. I don't want to get in trouble with anything. It's like they had Vandenberg and Vi. You know, they were both together. And then, you know, Reb was playing with them right towards the very end. Doug. And of course, I mean, to me, like the ultimate though Whitesnake guitar player will always be John Sykes. Like, and then Blue Murder, all of his stuff that he did after the, you know, post Whitesnake was
Yeah. My main like my thing I got from John Sykes was actually when he was Lizzie.
Oh yeah. Cold Sweat, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah, that's it.
That was my main introduction to Sykes because my sort of like how I got into metal in the first place was my family's British. My uncle was like a metalhead in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So he saw all the old British bands. He saw Rainbow, Purple, Black Sabbath. He saw Judas Priest before they were big.
Wow.
Like when they were playing still. And his favorite was always Lizzie. And he saw them like 8 times, 9 times.
Yeah.
And Yeah, so that's my introduction to drum site, the Thunder and Lightning.
There's a when I was in younger, I think I was in high school. I was practicing specifically vibrato for like this time because I was just like I was just told you got to learn vibrato, which is to me still so true. It is the most important part of guitar. And I remember I was bending up, you know, if you're like doing like the G string, D string, all that kind of stuff, like you're bending up to get the vibrato. And then I was just practicing that for fucking 3 months, just doing that. And then on VH1 Classic, which was on at the time, they were playing that Thin Lizzy live. It was at some college academy or something like that off the Thunder and Lightning tour. It's a pretty classic show. But it's Sykes there, and I noticed that he was bending down. And I was like, fuck. All that stuff that I was doing there practicing, I started doing it down because, I mean, John Sykes' that vibrato he had, it's so wide, it's so, I'm not going to use the term heavy metal for it, but it's so rock and roll and so powerful. And it's like, that is just how you wanted your vibrato to sound. So it's funny, after watching that, I was so pissed off at the moment. It was probably like, I used to stay up till like 4 a.m. watching that shit after practicing for 6 to 8 hours a day, and just being like, damn it, I've been doing it all wrong the entire time. And 4
it's funny because you were about to make sort of feel weird, because I'm like it's just naturally me whenever I'm like I always used to like on the G or the D string, I would always do down. I only really ever did vibrato up on the high E or the B.
Yeah. So I was doing that, but I was doing it down, or I was doing it on the G, all those strings. And I again saw Sykes doing it, and he's bending down and shaking the fuck out of that neck. And I was like, and then the sound that was coming out of it, I was like, oh man. I was like, well, I got to retrain my brain now, But anybody's play guitar, they've realized that you always pick up bad mistakes, and you're going to have to just do that the rest of your life, fucking retrain yourself.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the hardest to do as musicians. Sort of like when you've been doing something wrong for years, and you sort of like, or maybe not wrong, like as not as efficient, I guess, and like retrain. Like I've had to do that with not so much guitar, but with vocals, definitely.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like the first, like maybe the first few years of being in a band, I was like, I kind of just the kid, right? So I discovered, I could sing really high, right? But then, I didn't learn that well how to properly do it. So it was like, this got really bad from that.
Yeah. It's also with vocal. I mean, I don't know shit about vocals. Joseph should be on it for it, but that physically could fuck you up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's part of the process. We're always gonna be learning and unlearning shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Like for me, it was not vocals. It was a bigger for guitar. I've been playing since 7, and I always consistently had a teacher for like the first few years of my life. Vocals, I was like, I'm not even gonna say self-taught. I wasn't even taught for like the few years. I was get really serious after like when I did actually myself. So I knew like I need to actually untrain this thing. So yeah.
Yep. That's well, good for you, man, on doing the vocals and guitar. That's a great step. So
oh, thanks man. Yeah. It's interesting doing that because that's sort of what I've always done ever since I started. So like I got a bit of an early start on. I knew I would want to, but when I first discovered all these bands that I liked, I never really found like Megadeth or I didn't really. I thought you could do one or the other.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm doing that. Like I've kind of always thought at some point in the future, especially if our stuff became more technical, I might do one or the other. But it's I think I got it in the right way going.
Yeah. Yeah, being able to execute. How many guys do you have in your band?
Oh, there's four of us.
Oh, 4. Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's four of us. It's pretty bog standard, like me doing guitar, bass, and drums.
Yeah. Very cool, man. And then, so you guys got those 2 shows coming up, those 2 ones. Are you working on some new music?
Yeah, we're aside from promoting the new album, we're gonna be like we have a lot of plans. We're gonna be like we have a couple of dates for next year. We have some like writing some stuff. And one other thing that we're also doing is we're currently one thing for our album we're like letting everyone who contributed to it. We're doing this poll where it's like pick our next cover, where like everyone submits what they want. We kind of go through all of them and sort of pick whichever one we let people vote on it. So like that'll be kind of a fun thing to do. And yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So it's fan participation with it. That's
Yeah. And speaking of covers, your guys' cover of Austin is immaculate. So always.
Foreplay long time, or as Century Media has it, foreplay, and then well, thanks for saying that, man. That was a fun one to do. I mean, I think Joseph are both huge fucking Boston fans, so I remember specifically too when we were working on that, because we thought it'd be cool to do that song. It's such a badass tune, but then we were gonna do it like straight, kind of like just heavier version of it. But then we're like, we can't. It's kind of like touching Back in Black. You're like, you can't fucking mess with this. It's already too good. So it was also kind of a little bit more majory than we kind of wanted. So we had to make it sad. But thanks, man. Yeah. That's still one that we get. I wish they, Century Media would have fucking named it properly, but But thanks for that.
So a question for you guys: if theoretically you guys were ever to cover something else, what would it be?
Well, we have a huge list. I mean, we just did the Aerosmith one, Kings and Queens, which is a little bit more. This is kind of like a modern version of it, but yeah, there's a shit ton of stuff that we've wanted to do. We did Tom Petty, I Won't Back Down, which again we kind of did it like in the same way of Boston, where it was a reharmonized version of it, and a little bit more melancholy. But yeah, I mean, there's a huge list. We have a song that we're gonna do for our next record. I don't want to give it away now, but it's a pretty popular song. I mean, there's a lot, man. There's a lot of like pop songs that we'll hear too that we'll just be like, oh man, that'd be a great one to.
Oh yeah. Like if it's not like one that you're doing, but like what most like adolescent one that you could say.
Shit. Well, maybe one day we'll do it, but we were throwing around the idea of doing "Winter" by Tori Amos. Like,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great song, man.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty cool cover.
Yeah, Tori Amos is fantastic, actually. Like, you don't really hear metal talk about her very much.
They should. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, no, she's awesome, man. Yeah, she's
a top 10 artist for me.
Oh, really?
Well, look at my Instagram. A whole series of my favorites. Yeah. Easily top 10 artist.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we all have. As I was saying, we all have those like artists that are kind of left field. Like for me, it's like rock sets like that. So it's like.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
What is this?
I actually think
some Porky Pig. What are you?
What are you?
I need clarification. What the fuck are they talking about?
Anthony Crawford fucking with us.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I actually think that having those influences that are not metal are way more important, because it adds a little bit more character, I think, to your work, rather than just listening to the same stuff that you're kind of playing. You're going to ultimately end up sounding like one of those bands, and it's those bands already exist.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can't help. You
A
can't
lot
help
of those
what you
what
like.
you like.
the guys that like whenever a metal band does something that's like or like out of genre, like those are all interesting. They're always the ones that are like they're always the ones they're also like the most too.
Oh, this guy saw Tori Amos. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to covers, all the covers that I really enjoy are kind of like ones that are different from they've taken the song and then have done something kind of different with them, or they've brought them more to life in a modern context, like Metallica and Guns N' Roses. They kind of would do that. They didn't really take anything and kind of do it, but they beefed them up, with the modern production they could do.
Like knocking on heaven's door. That's like making a dark hole.
Well, yeah, Live and Let Die too. It's like
For
be able to do some of that shit.
Or
Manson was
Manson was
always
always
Turn the Page is a great one. Yeah, Turn the Page was a great version. Whiskey in a Jar I always loved. And then
that's a good one.
off of Garage Inc. too, that Merciful Fate, like the
medley.
the medley is fucking sick. Scorpions, yeah. It's funny. I've been listening to a lot of older Scorpions though recently. Stuff with Uli John Roth era. That's killer shit.
Oh yeah.
Were we gonna cover Scorpion?
Yeah, Sales of Charon. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked
about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little too on the nose though, Yeah. How about you, man? Are you guys doing any covers?
Yeah, we got a couple. Well, actually, we did one for a tribute album during the pandemic. A band that's a big influence on me, and sort of like our dynamic, band, even with the whole mentioning the whole front man with a guitar and wild. And so we did Port Royal and Running Wild for a tribute album. And there's a couple that we used to just play live when we were younger. Like we used to do Heavy Metal is the Law by Halloween. Crap, what else? It's been so long. I'm trying to remember what else. Those are like the two that stick out in my mind.
Yeah.
But we did. Since we're from Ottawa, we did like Exciter a couple. We did like a couple of Exciter songs since we're from Ottawa. So.
Yeah. Running Wild, man. They're Australian, right?
German.
Oh, fuck me. Wrong band. I don't know what I'm talking about then. There was, it made me think of, I thought there was a band from Australia that made me think about like AC/DC, like classic AC/DC songs would be kind of cool to bring back. Some ones that people don't know. I mean, that's kind of like what our mentality was with Aerosmith. With, I mean, you have to be a pretty diehard Aerosmith fan to know about Kings and Queens, but it's a fucking killer song. And, but I think it might have been a little too obscure for some people. So you kind of get
on the radio.
Yeah, and you kind of go down a little bit of that road where you're like, there's so many songs you're like, man, I fucking love these, I want to do them, but it's like, I don't know if doing songs that are a little bit more popular for covers are the better thing. Fuck do I know?
I don't think Jake wants to be.
I almost joined Jack Panzer. I was. Yeah.
Oh, really? I'm sick.
Yeah. back in, I don't know, 2010, 11 or something like that.
It's
Yeah,
in his
bro.
Wikipedia.
Yeah. Mark's a cool guy.
Frozo. I don't know where,
but
I've been advised.
I don't know who the fuck. Who's Frozo?
Frozo is the one. The
bead,
bead, the 80,000 bead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She made some crazy stuff.
It's gonna get framed next week,
hopefully.
Oh yeah, I saw that thing. That was really cool. The big thing of all your guys. That thing was really
yeah. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck
did that.
Right on, guys. Well, we got 5 minutes left here from me before I gotta take off. If
let's get the final question here.
Yeah,
James. What's next for you guys besides the Denver Power Metal Festival?
Sorry. I
What's next for you guys?
Well, basically, just promoting the new record. We're gonna have another video coming out about a week or so before the album comes out, and we have the two full dates. Just gonna be keeping things going. We're kind of taking a little bit of a break show-wise. I think we only have those two we have confirmed this year. Gonna have a more bigger year next year. We have a couple of festivals that we're confirmed on, and just exploring all the different opportunities. And
How are you guys trying to think of different ways to like market during like this whole crazy? It's the Wild West, you know, of like internet culture, all that kind of stuff. Like, you know.
Oh, so like the social media thing. Yeah, that's something that like I think about on like most of the day on a daily basis. Like I've had conversations with like Joseph about that stuff too.
Because you do ours, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I didn't know if you guys were going to say that publicly at all.
Oh no, totally fine.
Yeah. I do you guys social media, and I don't know, like. It's like skills like I'm all learning, but I'm always like figure out what's like. It's always a weird balance trying to make like content or whatever that's like still true to yourself, still true to your band, your brand or whatever, but like not be pandering or not being seen as like trend hopping or whatever. You know? It's such a fine line. It's one of those things that like I think about it all the time. Okay, how do I make something that's like still true to us, but like not being like one of those guys that like goes out into the street and like introduces random people and stuff like that, like trying to keep onto your brand while not be like being you know what I mean? It's such a big balancing act these days. You're right, we're kind of the Wild West in that way.
Yeah, it's crazy with the trends, algorithms, all that kind of shit, you know, like some stuff it sucks because it's like sometimes you can put so much fucking time and effort into a clip or something like that, and then the algorithm just doesn't hit, or it's something fucking else happened that week that's like, and then, you know, just a waste of time.
Yeah. Like
that's why it's good having you, because I can't fucking do it, man.
Appreciate it. But it's I actually learned a lot about social media from a good friend of mine, Lindsay. So she's the old keyboard player for Witherfall, and she's Canadian, and she like we all kind of know her. She's like the expert of social media. All of us in this kind of know, and it's very much like as you say, it's like you could work a long video, but then like some historical event happening, or there's an election, things like that, anything political, the algorithm will just suppress literally everything.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah.
We're at the
Yeah, that's well, that's just I guess the state of it, you know. The fuck.
Jill, something, man.
What's that?
I thought I heard you say something a second ago.
Oh, I said we're all at digital God's mercy.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's like, and the thing that's also really dumb is that like, the content that you will put the least effort to, just when you're like thrown at the wall and seeing what is usually what does the best. Like I think
Yeah.
like I think the thing that I did during the pandemic that's gotten the most was I made most recording vocals first album. And I made some video called like Vocalist Struggles, where it was like me singing a line through the fire and flames like Dragon Force, and then making the joke of like, oh, let's play it back and see how it sounds, and then it'll just go. And then I just go, you suck, and then that somehow got like 150 views. I was like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just like those tiny gimmicky kind of things, I guess, stick, you know.
yeah. It's cool when it happens, but like when it's something that like you didn't really put a lot of care into, it's just like.
Yeah.
The thing is that the labels don't know it more than anything else either.
Yeah, it's like you said, Wild West, throwing fucking stuff at a wall, see what sticks, you know, depending on the time. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Man.
Well,
yeah.
Since there are no questions, James, let's wrap this hilarious dude live stream, and be back in a week. James, you'll join us with another member, and we'll have worked out anyway, it was great to have you.
Yeah, thanks, James.
Do you have anything to say? Last words, James?
Oh, sorry, dude.
Do you have any last words?
Yeah, go follow like on all the socials. Go check out our singles that are out on Great Masquerade. New album comes out on May 3rd. And again, I want to thank you guys for having me. I'm very grateful. As I said, really bit of a because, as I said, been a big fan of you guys for a long time. So I'm very happy to be here and just thank you very much.
Hey,
great.
Yeah, thanks again, man.
We'll post the link video in the comment.
Yeah, it was cool checking out your song, man.
Yeah, thanks very much.
I liked it a lot, man. Yeah, nice job, man. Looking forward to seeing the full album, man, when it's out.
Yeah, thanks, man. I know that like about the song with you, and I'll say that one is actually the most fucked song on the album. So I'm curious to tell people about that one.
Right on, man. Well, hey, thanks again, James. It was nice talking to you, man.
Outro there.
Sometimes the world no longer needs a hero. Sometimes what it needs is a monster. Sometimes the world no longer needs a hero. Sometimes what it needs is a monster.